LeBron James will retire. I don't understand why LeBron wants to be so dismissive.
You gonna tell me that I am disrespecting a man by having him #2 all the time? You have lost your damn mind. I'm not.
Is the media turning on LeBron James? It certainly looks like that to me, especially over there at Woke ESPN. And I'm gonna tell you guys why I think this is happening. First, I want to welcome you guys back to the channel. Welcome to Charge the Game podcast. Chuck here, and we're gonna get into this report. As I've been noticing this the past few weeks to months, man, and it looks like LeBron James' era is not ending the way that he most likely will want, especially with his support system. So I'm gonna get into that, guys. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's get into this video. Now, man, I know you guys have been noticing this energy, and the reason I have this picture pulled up is because these are the puppets and this is the puppet master. Stephen A. Smith, who likes to take jabs at LeBron James any chance that he gets. Obviously, he has opened the door for both of these men we see. Shannon Sharpe obviously just closed in on a lucrative deal. And Kendrick Perkins, he's already on contract. So I believe that because of people being over there at ESPN and they're under the Stephen A. Smith umbrella, it's causing them to switch up a lot. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to these video clips as I display and go through them, because it just seems like a lot of people are chipping away at LeBron James' armor here. And one can only think that this is based off of just biased history and unbiased history as well. I'm going to start with Stephen A. Smith, man, and where do I think that his animosity towards LeBron James, Clutch Sports, where it all comes from. Okay, this is Stephen A. Smith. I think this was on podcast P, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, but I want you guys to look at the energy in this clip.
Talk to you no more. You can't talk to me about it. When you gonna treat me like I'm disrespecting a man by calling him in the history of the game that started in 1947, you gonna tell me that I am disrespecting a man by having him #2 all the time? You have lost your damn mind. I'm not.
And that's pretty much Stephen A. Smith talking about Rich Paul. Rich Paul has his reputation around the league. I mean, this guy walks around like he's 7 feet tall, 300 pounds, solid muscle. And obviously, he's super rich. He's super successful through the help of his best friend, LeBron James. But Stephen A. Smith, I think he had got to a point where he got tired of Clutch pressing people for having unbiased takes on LeBron James and not, drooling over him and not making him a #1. And to me, man, LeBron James will never be a #1 to me. Barely is a 2 to me. But I'm not going to take away from his talent. It's definitely sensational. Him getting back to the finals, so I think 10 times, 11 times, whatever it is now, it's sensational. And I think that Stephen A. Smith, right here in this moment, is where it kind of got like edgy between Clutch, LeBron, and Stephen A. Smith, who LeBron has been obviously running and dictating ESPN for a while now. It's like you can't say nothing bad about this guy. You got to always talk about Bronny James over all of the things that are transpiring across sports. They make sure, and Skip Bayless is guilty of this as well, except Skip Bayless, at least his energy is authentic. Like, he ain't too fond of LeBron James, but he lets it be known. So this is where it started. And obviously, this guy is the face of ESPN, First Take, especially when it comes to sports. And you take this energy here, right? He's speaking blatantly against Rich Paul and pretty much told him to get the F out my face. It's what he said he told Rich Paul when he got pressed or approached by Rich Paul. So you got that working against this situation. And then you see stuff like this with Shannon Sharpe, guys. We know that Shannon Sharpe is a big advocate for LeBron James. All of that LeBron James BDE he had over there with Skip Bayless, it just doesn't seem to be going that way at ESPN. You don't see Shannon Sharpe at the Laker games no more being a huge fanboy, ready to fight a whole NBA Memphis Grizzlies team over his professed love for LeBron James, a 50-year-old man looking pathetic. But nonetheless, you don't see that over too much. You don't see too much of that over there at ESPN First Take. And then you start to see clips like this.
Hell no, I vehemently disagree. I strenuously disagree with what he said. At the time that he had arrived in Miami, he had two regular season MVPs and 1 finals appearance through his first 7 seasons. LeBron, do you realize the reason why you got into the GOAT conversation? Because of what transpired in Miami?
Ooh.
You won 2 more finals MVPs.
Ooh.
You won 2 more regular season MVPs. You went to 4 straight finals.
Ooh.
LeBron, how can you say
this right here put Shannon Sharpe in that LeBron James doghouse. You know not to speak against your master like that, Shannon Sharpe. What were you thinking of? And, this is the energy that has been happening under Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith, yeah, he'll reel you in, but you're going to have to do things his way. His opinion is very strong, and I'm not saying that Shannon Sharpe is wrong here, because obviously he's telling the truth. LeBron James' career wouldn't have never gone the way it's gone if he did not go to Miami. And it is true, LeBron James holds a lot of resentment towards Pat Riley, Espo, and all those guys. And Shannon Sharpe is calling him out, but we know that Shannon Sharpe wouldn't have done that on Skip Bayless' show, especially on a show like this, because Skip Bayless will hate on LeBron James and Shannon Sharpe will hate on Tom Brady. But on ESPN, it's more about you adapt different. It's kind of like neutral. So you can't come out of left field with all this LeBron support like that, because nobody's really hating on LeBron James on ESPN, nor any other type of GOAT caliber player. And I noticed that Shannon Sharpe has been more and more vocal when it comes against LeBron James. You see him try to be biased sometimes, but it's okay, Shannon Sharpe. You're still not going to get invited to none of these clutch parties anymore like that. Maybe a few here and there just to stay in good grace, because you have held LeBron James down for so long. But I'm starting to see stuff like this happen more and more every single day. And we all know that Draymond Green is a huge LeBron James advocate. He loves to smell LeBron James' dirty underwear, sniff his jockstrap any chance that he get. And obviously, this was Draymond Green taking a shot at LeBron James on his podcast, because he was a little bit jealous of JJ and LeBron James teaming up with their new podcast, and his ass did not get the invite. So let's check this one out.
I must say I am a little upset that LeBron James is like going on the podcast and he still haven't been on the Draymond Green show. But when it's your own thing, you kind of can't say anything. So I guess I'll live with it for now. Pick the bone with him that I got to pick with him later.
And that's pretty much Draymond Green, who is damn near LeBron James' mistress in broad daylight. He's throwing a jab. He's throwing a jab at LeBron James, man, because he doesn't appreciate the fact that, hey, man, all right, bro, and I see you really want to go over there with JJ Redick when I'm supposed to be your boy. And obviously he's invested into Labos, whatever the tequila brand is that LeBron James has. So he's going to feel some type of way about it. And he's even going, he could have texted LeBron James, called LeBron James privately. He chose to air this out purposely to take a shot at LeBron James. No one is enjoying this more than this guy right here. Now let's get into Kendrick Perkins, as he has been on fire lately, man. Kendrick Perkins, to me, when he first got to ESPN, was taking a lot of outrageous ass kissing, nut hugging takes of LeBron James. And it just seems like now, you know what I'm saying, he's tired of being fake, right? He's tired of being fake. And we saw that LeBron James unfollowed him, and they made a big deal about it. Obviously, the whole world wanted to announce that LeBron James unfollows people. Like, that's something, monumental. But let's get into Kendrick Perkins and his takes as of lately.
At the end of the day, man, I hate to say it, but I believe this in my soul right now. I wish LeBron James will retire. Not because I don't want to see more of LeBron James, not because I don't appreciate LeBron James, but I honestly believe deep down inside, the more LeBron James continue to play the game of basketball, the more it's going to hurt his legacy.
And this Kendrick Perkins, man, coming out and just straight up saying how he feels about LeBron James. Obviously, he's around the league. He knows how these current NBA players talk. He knows how the ex-NBA players talk. He knows how these head people in his own field, analysts, commentators, he know the mass consensus on how they think of LeBron James. And he is tired of being fake. He's going to call it out. And I think that at this point of his career, Kendrick Perkins is a little annoyed with LeBron James. And I really do think a lot of people turned on LeBron James with this whole JJ Redick podcast and the firing of Darvin Ham, because I guess a lot of brothers didn't like to see, another brother like Darvin Ham go through what he went through with LeBron James, and then LeBron James pretty much just like that, him and Anthony Davis. But LeBron James, of course, is going to get most of the flack because he could have stepped in at any point and stopped that. But instead, he set a podcast up to pretty much interview JJ Redick and let him show the world that he knows how to coach. To put things in perspective, JJ Redick is now the Lakers head coach. Very masterful on LeBron James. And I did make a video about how LeBron James did that and how it was so well played. Let's get into this final take. And this is Kendrick Perkins exploding about Bronny James.
What does that have to do with his son being
I mean, look, Scottie Pippen's kid was playing on the Lakers. Example for
Is the
fatherhood.
#1 scorer in NBA.
What does that have to do with his son being
I mean,
at
look,
the
Scottie
draft?
Pippen's kid was playing on the Lakers.
We didn't shine the light on Scottie Pippen's son like
Thank
this.
you.
We can't move the goalposts and feel like we gonna do it when it's convenient for us.
Oh my God, I can't believe they cutting up like this at Woke ESPN, guys, as Kendrick Perkins has snipped the puppet strings and is now a free man. And he's able to come out and say these type of things, which the whole world is thinking. I made several videos about how Bronny James is not an NBA player right now. And no matter how much the Vegas odds say he's going to go in this draft, first or second round, no matter how much they try to say, oh, but he's a defensive player, we all know that Bronny James just, come on, guys. He's literally leapfrogging a lot of the competition that should be being discussed right now. And that's what Kendrick Perkins is pointing out. But over here at Woke ESPN, these females who really are out of position are just going to keep saying, we need to talk, instead of them just saying the obvious, well, it's LeBron James, let's just talk about that. That's all they had to say. Right. But now they want to act like, oh, he's the #1 scorer. And Kendrick Perkins is like, what the hell does it have to do with Bronny James, though? We could talk about LeBron James and his greatness, but what has Bronny James earned this far? And to see just like the audacity of these women continuously trying to prove a point after Kendrick Perkins has ran circles around them, it's just wild to me, man. At the end of the day, guys, this all starts with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is enjoying every bit of this because yes, he's going to give LeBron James his credit, but we all know, man, that Stephen A. Smith has a very shiesty character, laugh in your face and stab you in your back and ask you where the knife is, or he ain't seen none, right? And like I told you guys, it started with this. And of course, now that Shannon, Sharpe, and Kendrick Perkins are Team ESPN, their takes are going to be different when it comes to LeBron James. I think that the Stephen A. Smith syndrome just has spewed in both of these analysts now. Now it just seems like it's open fire on LeBron James, and they are done trying to cover up this perfect professional man who obviously has never committed a sin, a crime, or nothing. You would think that's the way that they, polish him up to be. And it just seems like they're like, all right, especially since he's more exiting the league now, and there potentially will be another face of the league. It could be Wemby. It could be they're talking about Wemby, Luka, Joker, Ant-Man, hoping that Ant-Man gets this thing. But yeah, man, that's just my take on this situation. It looks like they are definitely turning on LeBron James. So you guys tell me what y'all think about this situation. Do you guys agree that things are looking a little different when it comes to discussing LeBron James and his greatness and his GOAT status? You guys let me know what y'all think on this. I would love to hear all of your responses on this subject matter. So you guys hit me in the comment section. Make sure you guys are subscribing to this YouTube channel and like the videos for your boy. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time. Peace. Yeah.